Hi everyone, I'm Marina, and today I'm going to give you a tour of Mont-Saint-Michel, one of Europe's most fascinating sites and France's most magical island. My husband and I, along with our 5 kids, are going on a 6,500-mile road trip across Europe. We are going to visit 30 of the most popular and most beautiful cities in Europe. Many of them are ranked among the most stunning destinations in the world. Over the course of this journey, we'll discover which city deserves to be called Europe's best city, which famous destination is the biggest disappointment, and which hidden gem travelers are overlooking. We'll share our honest opinions of every place we visit and rank them from 1 to 30 based on our personal experience. Mont-Saint-Michel is a 1,000-year-old castle-like monastery and village, perched on a rocky granite island. It looks so striking when people see it for the first time, they say it looks like a fantasy. It's one of France's most iconic landmarks, and is often called the Wonder of the West. Mont-Saint-Michel is located in northwestern France, 200 miles east of Paris, about a 4-hour drive. It is a tidal island, meaning at high tide, the island is completely surrounded by water. At low tide, miles of sand and mud flats emerge around it. The tides can vary as much as 14 meters or 46 feet, some of the highest in Europe. French guides often say the tide comes as fast as a galloping horse. According to tradition, Bishop Saint Aubert had a vision where the Archangel Michael told him to build a sanctuary on a rocky island. Eventually, Aubert obeyed and built a small sanctuary in 708. Some 250 years later, monks established a monastery. Pilgrims from across Europe began traveling there. The monastery expanded upward in layers because space was limited. It looks less like a building placed on an island and more like a city that grew naturally out of the rock itself. Its fortifications held against English sieges, making it a symbol of French resistance. At the bottom of the island, behind the wall, is the medieval village. There are only 30 to 40 permanent residents. However, thousands visit this island daily. Mont-Saint-Michel draws over 3 million visitors per year. To accommodate these huge crowds, they developed large parking lots, 2 miles, 3 kilometers from the island. There are complimentary shuttle buses that take visitors to the island. The lines can be pretty long. When we were here, it was a 30-minute wait. Many people choose to walk. It takes about 40 minutes to walk to the island. It's quite a unique approach. We came here at the peak of high tide. There is a raised bridge that permanently connects the island to the mainland. The wall around Mont-Saint-Michel makes it feel like a fortress. Everyone enters through the main fortified gate into the village. There is almost no flat ground on the island, so the village developed in a very unusual way. A single winding main street climbs upward. Houses are stacked tightly against each other. Everything leads toward the monastery at the top. Small shops, inns, cafes, restaurants, and centuries-old houses line the street. Signs hanging from wrought iron brackets set the tone. As you walk up the narrow main street, you get dramatic views of the Abbey. It rises above the village in a series of soaring walls, towers, and terraces. For centuries, pilgrims would have made the same climb, with the abbey growing larger at every turn until it seemed to fill the sky. Encircling the village are a series of stone ramparts, built to defend Mont-Saint-Michel from attacks. Today, visitors can walk along these ancient walls, following the same paths once patrolled by guards. Walking along the walls offers a very different perspective of the village. It also offers some of the most spectacular views on the island. Between the walls and Main Street, there are many narrow passageways. The crowds and noise quickly fade away. Small stone lanes, hidden gardens, and peaceful corners offer a glimpse of what life on the Mount might have felt like centuries ago. It gives a more intimate experience from the perspective of the people who once lived and worked within its walls. Reaching the Abbey requires a climb. There are a series of stone staircases that lead to the summit. With every step, the village falls farther below, and the views across the bay grow more spectacular. Century by century, layer by layer, the Abbey rose above the village. It became one of the most remarkable structures of the medieval world. For centuries, pilgrims traveled great distances to reach this sacred site, believing it to be under the protection of Michael the Archangel. Their journey ended here, at the highest point of the mount, where earth, sea, and sky seem to meet. The Abbey is the reason Mont-Saint-Michel exists. After more than 1,000 years, Mont-Saint-Michel continues to captivate those who visit it. It stands as a reminder of the extraordinary things people can create when faith, ambition, and ingenuity come together. Now it's time to rate Mont-Saint-Michel.
Our first impression of Mont-Saint-Michel was actually from the French countryside where we stayed at our Airbnb. It was about 10 minutes away, tiny town of about 100 people or so. The countryside is elevated and you could actually see Mont-Saint-Michel in the distance.
Being in like a simple countryside, and then all of a sudden in the backdrop you see this beautiful whimsical castle-like sculpture. It was pretty neat.
It's a lot taller than you expect. I didn't think you would see it from that far away. We stayed in a little town of like, I don't know, seemed like a couple hundred people, and we had horses in the backyard, a really pretty old church across the street. We had a beautiful sunset one of the nights. The place was really, really charming. One of our favorite memories of Mont-Saint-Michel was actually right after we left. About a mile down the road, there's thousands of sheep in this massive field with Mont-Saint-Michel in the background. And we're driving and I see what looks like a restaurant, someone grilling outside with a big lamb mannequin standing there. Is that what you'd call it?
The lamb sculpture.
So we stop, we get some food, and across the street there's a picnic area. So we go and eat, and I ask Marina and the kids, I say, is it going to be weird if we're eating lamb in front of the lamb?
And Mila, our middle daughter, goes like, sorry sheep, we're just really hungry.
Kids burst out laughing. The lamb was very fresh.
Mark was joking with the kids, saying we're probably eating this guy's cousin. It was really good though.
Yeah, it was good.
Everybody enjoyed it. Literally everybody ate it.
Now to rank it, both of us agree this is our number 3. Probably mostly because of the size.
The fact that we wouldn't want to go back to visit, kind of like one and done.
Probably the worst thing about it was really the crowds.
Yeah.
Like it
packed.
was so packed. And I was reading about that when I was researching the city, and they say just wait till the afternoon, then the crowds get smaller as they disperse. Well, we were there well into the afternoon, and it seemed like it got busier.
Yeah, it did. I was basically just herding all the kids, watching all the kids, make sure everyone's in front of me, and trying to push the stroller on the steps and the cobblestone, so that wasn't very enjoyable for me.
I've seen people with baby carriers.
Okay, yeah.
Seen a couple of families with those, and I was like, yeah, we should have had that, but Mel might be even too big for that.
She's too big for that.
She would be able to walk the stairs if it wasn't for the 2-mile walk from the parking lot.
Oh yeah.
It's a place you would recommend someone to go, but it's not a place you would come back to.
Over and over again. It's nice to see one time and enjoy it, and check it off the list.
It's very fascinating, especially the Abbey. Walking up to it and from afar, I think it's actually more striking than once you're inside. But looking at the Abbey, looking at the island is beautiful. Well, thanks for watching, and if you'd like to support our journey, subscribe or join our Patreon community. And the next city we're going to doesn't need any introduction. It's the most famous city on earth.
Until next time, as we journey across the real coast to coast.